Afro in the Know, the podcast where we just talk about everything and anything. And today, I got a rising star in the TikTok world, going all the way from I have no fucking clue where. Gamegab. How's it going, my guy?
What's up, man? I really appreciate you inviting me. I was pretty surprised that I was getting invited to a podcast and everything because I didn't know how it was gonna go. But if we got the right topic, I can ramble on about anything. So
That's
appreciate it.
that's fair because today's topic is about you, man. Like, especially for like Afro in the Know, if you haven't, which so one day this is gonna get super big. I swear to God, I'm gonna be on Joe Rogan. Okay, but the thing about with Afro in the Know is a lot of it is about people. It's about what makes people, you know what I mean, what they interest in, what makes people people. And I've had a director on. You might seen him before. Critical Film. He's actually been here. There's another guy I have. He joins TikTok every once in a while too. He's a voice actor, fantastic dude. And so today, it's your turn. So, but no, I want from not from my perspective, but from yours. Tell the audience a little bit about yourself. You know what I mean? What you all about?
So with me, well, I don't even know if people know any information about me because I never shared anything. I'm 26 years old. Um, if they haven't noticed by now, I am black. I don't know, I'm pretty sure they could have picked it up from my videos by now. Black male. I love video games, right? I just want to be able to create a page where people can come to and just have conversations about something positive within the video game community. Now, there are some situations where it's just like you have to bring up some stuff that's not as uh that people don't really want to talk about. But for the most part, I just want to be able to just spread positivity throughout the gaming community. And there's already a bunch of creators that are out there doing that. But I just also wanted to be a part of that conversation as well.
Mm. No, that absolutely makes sense. And there's always space for it. I'm gonna be honest. There's always space for people. That's one thing I think I love the most about the gaming community is there's always space for people all over. And for you, when did you start? Because I'm actually really interested about when you started actually like because I just kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's
Um,
it's funny to say that because I think I had gotten like the email or something like that, like, oh, happy like 1 year like TikTok anniversary or something like that. It was something that reminded me like, yeah, I've been on this account for a year. But this page like originally, because I still get likes from like my old content, because I started this page last year in March, um just posting like screenshots of like old video games and stuff like that, and like old game informers and game posters and stuff like that, and I just put some music on it and just post it, like put a description of the game in the description and just post it. But I didn't know what I wanted to do with the account at first. But I thought maybe it was like when I got 1,000 followers, I was like, you know what, maybe I'll start doing like commentary. But I wasn't sure about what to talk about, so I was still trying to go down the nostalgic route and just talk about like, hey, like, do you guys remember Cartoon Network games, right?
mm,
Um, the Cartoon Network Flash games and stuff like that. So I wanted to try and talk about stuff like that, and then just kind of just like build up an audience. And eventually I got more comfortable talking on the mic and just like posting it, because when I posted like my first 2 3 videos, I was like rewatching it over and over and over again. Like if I stuttered, if I said something that I didn't feel like sounded correctly, I would delete the whole recording, go back, do it again. I didn't feel comfortable starting out, but eventually I
mm.
was like, you know what, I want to be able to like I said, spread positivity, have like good gaming conversations, and just make sure that like when people come to my page, they're able to just talk to anybody in the comment section, ask me a question, and just really have good conversations around video games.
That absolutely makes sense, and I feel that though because I look through like for myself I've been doing like year a couple of at least a couple of years of just uh of content from all over, and I'm not gonna lie, I look back at some of them and I'm like, dude, what was I doing?
Yeah.
Like, like I was just like, this is terrible. Um, but overall, it is fun. And I understand that whole, that going and just trying to be like, hey, I just want to have just a good time. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because there are a lot of people out there, and I think like social media does such a good job. Um, does such a good job at like bringing people together from all over.
Uh-huh.
And when you because when I think I don't even remember how I even first found your page on there. Um, but I just remember I was like, okay, I like this shit. That was it. It was just
Yeah.
that simple. It's never something overly complicated. But I want to say, I did see one of your recent videos, and I got a bit of a bone to pick with you actually.
What was it about?
And I was like, how the fuck is this dude gonna say that Sonic and the Secret Rings got the fucking best
No, yeah,
OST?
it does.
That was
It's so funny saying that because when I was at work, like I came up with that video talk about it like a couple of days ago. It was like on last week Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever, and I was at work. I was at my desk, and I had a couple of things to do, but I didn't feel like doing it. And I was like, man, I gotta come up with another video idea because I need like to come up with a list and like of some things that I want to talk about. And
Mm,
I went on TikTok and I saw that Elliot PNG, he had posted a video about, what's your favorite video game OST. And immediately I was like, yo, Sonic and the Secret Rings. And I went on Spotify. I plugged in my AirPods. I went on Spotify and I went to the soundtrack on Spotify, the soundtrack page. And oh my god, man, I was like, bro, this music is amazing. And I already knew that I loved it, right? But giving it
mm,
another listen and just sitting there, and I was just like bobbing my head, and I was remembering because I played Sonic and the Secret Rings like a long time ago. I was living with well, obviously I was living with my parents. I think I was like 10, but I was on the Wii and everything like that, and my Wii was like in the patio with the sliding door that led outside. Like so, sometimes I would just go outside, open up the sliding door and just like open up the windows and just like let like the breeze go come in, and I would just play on my Wii, just sit there and play on my Wii, and I remember like just like no life in the game because I was like, yo, this music is great. And I was because a lot of these games shaped my music taste that I have now.
oh
But
yeah.
just playing through some of these levels and like they were so well designed and the music matched them perfectly. So I think the reason why I love the Sonic and the Secret Rings OST so much is because it's attached just like such good memories. But I'm not just scraping under the barrel for nostalgia. The soundtrack is just really that good. Because if you go back and you listen to it, I promise you, you might like do a couple of backflips. You might kick like some of those songs make you want to kick a hole into a wall. And I don't care what anybody says. It is one of the best Sonic soundtracks. Now there are a couple of like other Sonic games that do have good soundtracks, but Sonic and the Secret Rings, it just resonates with me.
That's totally fair. It's funny because like I feel like Sonic. That's the one thing that Sonic does correct more than anything else. Is like even if the game is not good, the music will slap.
Exactly. No,
It,
for
it
real. For
I
real.
don't get it. I just don't like it's like I like one of my favorite ones obviously is Sonic Adventure 2. I'm 33, so like I grew up when I remember when Sonic Adventure 2
Mhm.
really came out, and I had a lot of fun, I had a blast with it, and hearing City Escape for the first time. And like Sonic hops out of a helicopter,
The helicopter.
and just you sliding, skating, you're like basically like snowboarding down a street, and I'm just like, this is awesome for no fucking reason. Like there's
No,
there's
seriously, seriously.
there's no reason for it to be this cool, and I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. Even Shadow the Hedgehog had some really good fucking music, despite that game
Oh
being
man, yo,
kind of
oh
doo
my
doo.
god, bro. But Shadow the Hedgehog, that game, I think that like changed my whole perspective on Shadow because like the thing is like my mom strictly followed the ESRB ratings to like a T. So like some games I had to just like I had to like sneak in. So like I picked up Shadow the Hedgehog from Hollywood Video. It was like Blockbuster, but for Florida, I guess. I don't know if they had any more Hollywood Videos anywhere else. But I picked it up from like the back corner of Hollywood Video. I was like, what is this game? Like I already knew Shadow, but I didn't know that Shadow had his own game.
Hmm.
So I got it, and my mom looked at the rating. She looked at me. It's like obviously like I wasn't like a teen. I was still like a kid, but she got it for me. Thank you, mom. And she got it for me. I went home and I remember putting the game in, and I was like, I was looking at the intro for the game, and I remember I can't remember Shadow like kicked Sonic or like shot Sonic. I was like, what is this? What am I playing?
Like it's wild. Like you're just like, who is this guy? Like seriously, like I'm Shadow the Hedgehog. It was 2005 when that game came out, and it's weird, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Like I 100% agree. When Shadow showed up, I think it changed the Sonic for the franchise forever.
No, seriously, it did. It did. It really did. And the like you said, like the music was amazing. And then like um I had played like as a kid, like I had played like a few games that had guns in it and whatever like that. But bro, like seeing Shadow being able to use these weapons, just like human guns, just like mowing down anybody was like, bro, this is amazing. What is this? And I don't know. It just it unlocked something for me. That Shadow the Hedgehog, that game was beautiful. That game was great. And I need a remaster.
Honestly, that game just needs the quality of life updates. That's what it really needs more than anything.
It
Like
does.
I can
Yeah.
keep the same graphics. I do not care. But I just need the quality of life upgrades because that game does not play well. But
It
it,
doesn't. It does not.
and with Shadow, I think what was so cool about him was because I guess when that game came out, I was 2005, so I was like 13. So I was like
Yeah.
in that like edgy, puberty or whatever kicked in. So when I saw that, and I'm just like, oh, this is instantly the cooler version of Sonic. Despite Sonic's fucking cool, anyways.
Yeah.
You know. Um, and then like the motherfucker is like he's skating and all this, and I'm
He's
just like, oh
skating,
yeah,
bro.
like yeah, this guy's instantly he's just the coolest thing ever. He's using guns, riding on
He's
motorcycles, and I'm just like,
killing like yeah, like cops and aliens. Like, bro, like
right,
this
like
is amazing.
who the fuck made it? I was like, if you would have told me that Zack Snyder made this, I would have been totally I
Yeah,
would have
I
believed
would
you.
have believed it. Yo,
Like,
bro, and then and then it made me, because like I said, like I already like loved Sonic. I had Sonic Heroes and everything like that. But bro, I remember I had my when did the PSP come out? I forgot when the PSP came out. I was like, man, I
mm,
can't remember.
I don't even remember. Oh 05. Oh no,
Okay,
yeah, oh 05.
yeah. So because I remember going on LimeWire. And when I would go on LimeWire, I would download all of these dumb pictures, right? Like
LimeWire.
Sonic Super Saiyan like 100,
Yeah.
and like Shadow and Sonic just like Super Saiyan together, like Super Shadow. And I remember downloading pictures like after I played the game. Um, I found out about LimeWire like months or like maybe like a year afterwards, and I think I remember replaying the game. I'd gotten it again. I replayed the game, and I had found out about LimeWire. I had my PSP. I found out like watching YouTube videos on how to like download pictures and stuff like that. Man, I downloaded all the edgiest pictures I could find. Bro, like Shadow with a massive assault rifle, and he has like long flowing Super Saiyan 3 hair. It's just all of that stuff. Like it just changed like the trajectory of everything that was going on with my life. It changed everything. Seriously.
Like Goku Super Saiyan 100.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like scissor and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
he had like horns like coming out of his chin.
You're just like,
Like
what? Like,
I didn't care. It looked cool. It was edgy. I was like, yo, I'm downloading this. I made it like my background, bro. Everything, absolutely everything.
and that's the thing too is like since I didn't grow I guess I was a little older. I didn't really appreciate Sonic until it probably wasn't until I really got into like I don't even know what it was. I think I started playing like the Sonic Generations, the original one, And then I was like, okay, I feel like Sonic just is cool. You know what I mean? I enjoy him as like with Sonic X, the old TV show, because I grew up with that, and then I enjoy seeing him now. And then the movies actually what really actually brought me back when I was like, this is actually just good. Like
Yeah, exactly.
I have no bad time with this. Like this is just a good time in general. And so like I loved the first one. I've loved all three of the Sonic movies, and then I went back to go really start delving into lore because I'm the type of person that when I start getting into something, I have to go into it like 100%.
Yeah, I mean, understand everything, every crack and crevice. You gotta understand it.
Oh yeah, that's what happened with Elden Ring. Like it was like Elden Ring, like oh, there's lore behind it, and then next thing I realize, and I'm watching 50-minute videos on like it's like we're like oh yeah, I knew that. Like so it's Sonic is one of those characters and one of those game franchises that despite its history being of with video games, it's never lost like people's favor for it.
Yeah.
Um, I think everyone just enjoys like Sonic just in general, even if they're like, oh, the Sonic games they play like shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. First off, fuck you. Only like a couple of them actually play like shit.
Yeah.
Like and Sonic Forces, but I don't talk about Sonic Forces.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
That's just a really bad game.
But
Like,
yeah, there's a Sonic game out there for anybody. Like what I really appreciate about like these mascots is that like especially with Mario, they put them in like all types of different scenarios, situations, and it's like different types of worlds. And like whoever thought to put Mario in sports, I I thank you for that, man.
I mean,
Like
it wasn't Mario who did it. That motherfucker still was chubby.
yeah, like whoever thought to like put like a baseball bat in his hand, a soccer ball at his foot, bro. Like it's thank you. Like I don't
Dude,
know
having
who
him
did
just
it.
drive go karts around.
Just go kart, yeah, go
Like
karts.
go kart, you can't tell me that go kart sales didn't jump up after fucking
Dog,
Mario
it's
Kart.
insane. Like just being like something so simple as just like putting a mascot in a sport and then just like upping it to 10, just giving them like powers and stuff like that. It
Oh
can
yeah,
go so far. Like Super Mario Strikers, bro. I loved that game so much. And what is it? Baseball. Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. Like when my friends would come over from like my birthday party, just like regularly, we would just play Mario and Sonic at the Olympics, and you could get any Olympics game. It didn't have to be like 2014 or whatever. You could get like any year, and the game would still hit.
yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like oh, like Winter Olympics or summer. It doesn't matter. Any of them hit.
No, that's fair, and that's something I love about Mario too. Is like with Mario, the one thing that I always respect is how especially the 3D titles never like they can take them in different directions that are always they always feel unique. For the Super Mario 64, fantastic game. I think anyone's gonna complain that Super Mario 64 is not a really good game. But then you
It's
go to like
gold.
Super Mario Sunshine and picking it to that kind of setting that is just fun. It's a more relaxed setting. The music, everything around it is just chill vibes. I love it. Bowser speaks, then they never had him do it again. Like I just remember that because that whole like Mario, and I'm like, oh fuck, this is actually what he sounds
Yeah,
like. No,
it's
let's not do
yeah,
this.
no.
But like Super Mario Galaxy, another one, super
Oh,
fucking great.
beautiful,
When
beautiful.
that I remember playing the Wii, getting the Wii, because I got the Wii in like I think it was the probably 2007, I think, and I remember playing just Wii Sports, fantastic. Wii Sport if Wii Sports was online, we'd still be 16 competitive Wii Sports now.
Yo,
Um,
honestly, yeah, you're right.
like just say it. Like there's no way I would not be like playing Wii bowling, beating someone, and then just like cussing them out, telling them how they're just that game gives me a reason to go be petty. Like, but then like with Super Mario Galaxy, I remember like opening it up and hearing the music playing, and it just explodes, and you're like, oh dude, this is awesome. The whole like orchestra like style and running
Exactly,
around the 3D world, and I'm like, dude, this is just collecting star bits for just to give my fucking right arm something to do, like.
exactly. The power ups, man. Like jumping like across planets and man, like the different gravity for certain planets and like I said, the power ups and just like the different like audio cues, because I remember how it would sound to like collect those star bits. Like all of that really just sticks with you.
Yeah, they really do, and I think uh with Odyssey, because I actually loved Odyssey. I thought Odyssey was great. Um, the whole tossing using the cap mechanic was actually really good. Mario felt more fluid than he's ever felt.
Yeah.
The amount of tricks you can do in there is actually kind of insane. Um, and I think overall the game was just it was so visually stunning for even though I know it's the Wii or no, it was the Switch, but regardless, like it was still a visually stunning game. And like I will still remember the whole first time I saw New Donk City at the whole at night and stuff,
Hmm.
probably for the rest of my life. That I thought that was amazing. It's like there's it's rare, and I mean this is just always a thought process of mine. It's rare to get a moment that just sits there and just wows you. Like, I don't know if you've ever felt that or not, but you just sit there and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, like where something like happens and you're just like, wow, this is really good. Like I'm like you already felt like you were probably gonna be impressed, but whatever happened in that moment, it just like made you even more impressed. Like it completely surprised you, caught you off guard. So yeah, I know
Hmm.
exactly what you're talking about.
I mean, like one of the big ones is I love is Ghost of Tsushima, and like the taking off on your horse and just seeing like the sun setting and
Oh,
everything,
yep,
and
exactly.
it's just gorgeous. I'm just like, damn, people made this, and that's why like when I hear like some motherfucker be like, oh, video games aren't art, shut up,
Yeah, no,
like.
that's just a dumb take. I'm sorry. Like that makes zero sense because there's so much that actually goes into game development. And like when I was younger, I wanted to be a game developer, and then I realized the amount of like work that those people go through just to like crank out like some simple stuff. Like you would think like it would be simple, but more often than not, it never ends up that way. So like a lot of work goes into these games. A lot of people work on these games. Like like Ubisoft. Like at the end of like their Assassin's Creed games, you just see all of these different studios that had a hand in working on these games. And it's just like studios all around the world and stuff like that. So like a lot of work goes into these titles, and it's not just like as simple as some people think like, oh, they could just do this or that, like when they have no clue how long that's actually going to take. Like it's never really that as simple as they think it is.
No, it really isn't, and I think that's why I made. I mean, I did a live with this too, but I also made that video saying, well, how gamers don't know what they want, right? And let developers cook,
Exactly.
because of the fact that a lot of gamers don't know what actually it goes in to make these games. And so, a simple being like, well, we're just throw in a co-op mode. That right there could be months of work.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like,
Just to keep it stabilized between like network issues and stuff like that. Just to like have everything register correctly, like can take like a while to actually do. And like I said, people do not realize that. They just say stuff just to talk. Like oh I want this, I want that. Like I said, they have no clue how long that actually takes to implement within the game.
well, and that's what so like when I do the every once in a while I'll do the what kind of what kind of video game would you like to see a remaster for? And a lot of people get remasters and remakes mixed up. But the biggest one, there's only three. There's three of them that will hit more than any one that I will get out of anything, right? And it's Legend of the Dragoon, which I've never played, but I've heard it's amazing.
Hmm.
Chrono Trigger, also have never played, but I've heard it's absolutely amazing. And Def Jam Fight for New York, right?
Oh my God. I'm so glad you said that because literally, what, like 2 weeks ago, I emulated that because I wanted to play. Because I only had the opportunity to play at like my cousin's house, but
Mm.
that is such a good game. So yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and so it's funny when I hear people. We had this kind of back and forth when I had people be like, "Well, they could easily just make it again." And I'm like, do you realize how hard it was to get the licensing for all that?
Yo, yeah, there's so many
Like,
rappers in that game. Like, you can't just conjure that up out of nowhere. Like, no, you can't
yeah,
just
no,
do
exactly. You
that.
can't. You know, it's like in like I was Persona 3 Reload's another one too. It's no, it's in a different sense where uh they were going to do both characters. They're going to do the male character and the female character, but they didn't have time to finish that off. You know, I think so many people just they have such a bad grasp on what makes a video game. Like if they really think it's just a copy and paste. Like as much as
Mhm.
I kind of call Madden a copy and paste quite a bit.
Yeah.
Um, that I still I know it's not, even though I want to say it is at times. Um,
Mhm.
but they just have no comprehension.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
And it's painful. It's I'm not gonna lie, it's painful to listen to at times. Like in the lives that I do on TikTok, we get a lot of people that just have zero like they're not smart.
They're not. They're really not. They're not.
And I hate saying that because it's a douche saying. But then I also realize I'm not on TikTok, so fuck them. But like, and you know, the one thing that I get a lot is like, you know, bring back modes. You know, like all the like multiplayer. I want to see more multiplayer in like the single player ones. Like I want that
Mhm.
whole back. Like I don't know why. I thought it was fun. You know,
Exactly.
give me God of War multiplayer. Like I was
Yeah,
like.
just like give us just something random. Like you said, like having those multiplayer modes in single player games. Like I just like before this podcast started, I just finished downloading the Uncharted collection. And the multiplayer that was in those Uncharted games was so fun. Like I need more stuff like that. And why we don't get it, I don't know. I can't answer that, but I would like more of it.
That's understandable too. So another things is, you know, probably will bring up because we did bring up about Nintendo and the Switch 2. I, I mean, I saw, like I said, I saw your video on it. I did a reaction thing to my video on it. Have your opinion changed on like the price tags, anything like that at all? Like, were you interested in it?
Um,
Um,
Look, so the thing is, like, I hadn't bought a Nintendo product since like 2020. I bought like when we were all stuck inside. I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and get the Switch Lite. I played with it for maybe about a month. I was like, this isn't really. It's not really, like doing that well with me. Like, I don't know. I didn't really like it all that much. So I was interested in the Switch, but I didn't really. I was like, whatever. By the time I was interested in trying to get it, I heard that the Switch 2 was going to be coming out. So I was like, maybe I'll just wait. I'll just wait. And then we see what happened. I was like, bro, what? The moment I want to get it, the moment I'm interested in wanting to buy it, the game they just hyped up the prices. Now I know like tariffs and everything are coming into play,
yep.
so I can't really I can't be entirely too mad, but at the same time I can still be very disappointed in the decisions that are being made. And just because like tariffs and everything are taking place doesn't mean that like the game still isn't expensive. Like the console and like the cartridges, like I can still be disappointed and I can still think it's expensive regardless of whatever decisions that the powers that be that I can't control are making. So, but
Mhm.
yeah, it was like $80, man. I can't. I can't, bro. Like I originally had like a little bit of a problem with the $70, but like I got over it. I'm not gonna get over 80, $90 for Mario Kart. I'm not getting over that. And especially with like how many games are coming out um now, like there are so many games dropping every single month, and it's not even like AAA title, like it's like indie games that like I'm really interested in that are coming out. And like I can buy multiple of those a month, right? Like some of them maybe like $10, $5, $15. I can do that. But if I want to, bro, like I shouldn't have to pull out a budget sheet just to see like how like if I okay like if I buy two of these games, it's gonna be $160, $180. Like maybe I might rent this month if I just buy one. Like I shouldn't have to think about that just because I want to buy a new game. So I don't know, like my opinion, like it kind of like shifted just like a little bit because like I understand like Nintendo's dealing with the tariffs and everything like that, but like still like I feel like with how Nintendo is, I think they might be using the tariffs as like a shield or something like that to hike up their prices. They could be like I could be wrong. It's just like an idea. I'm not saying that they are, but it's just an idea. But I'm not dropping 80, $90 on these Nintendo games. I'm not, especially when they almost never go on sale. So
Oh,
I don't
so
know.
true. And that's actually a. I'm glad that you brought that up because you're absolutely correct. A lot of them, it doesn't feel like they ever go on sale. Um, a lot of the I mean, I think still Breath of the Wild is still like 60, 70
Yeah,
bucks.
it's still full
And I'm like, that came out in
price.
2017. Like Nintendo, drop your prices.
Like yeah,
Uh,
seriously.
uh, for me, the biggest ones that were being announced was Dust Bloods because FromSoft.
Yeah, exactly.
Metroid Prime 4 because I'm a fan of the first three, and like they're all cool. They're not worth that original price hike right now.
Exactly.
They're not worth it. Like I I'll have a feeling between scalpers and all the other kind of stuff. Like I'm aiming for like maybe like February of next year kind of thing
Exactly. Yeah.
because it's crazy. Um, like it sucks. I'm not gonna lie to you. It just fucking sucks. And I
Yeah,
mean,
it does.
paying. I have Breath of the Wild, right? I have Breath of the Wild, and you're telling me that if I want to, I gotta pay extra to go get an upgrade for that one, to go play it on your Switch too. That, with all being fair, I'm not a big specs guy. Like I'm more focused on like the actual games themselves.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I get you.
But when a game is when a game console is not nearly as good as even like a 360 or a PS3,
Exactly.
we're in that kind of
Exactly.
range.
Exactly.
It doesn't make me want to go and get it.
Yeah, exactly. Like like you said, like the software isn't really up to par with what we have right now. So is it really worth it for me to get the console? Like people have been waiting for something like Dust Bloods to like come around for like for like a while. Like people wanted something just like Bloodborne for the longest. And something like that comes out and then it's locked behind a Switch. I got to get a Switch. I got to pay what about $500 for a Switch, and then drop like I don't know how much it's gonna cost. Like the cartridge is gonna cost. Maybe they might make that one $70. I don't know. Maybe they might make it $80. But I gotta buy a $500 console and then maybe an $80 game just for me to play that successor that I've been waiting for the longest. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I can't. I just can't see myself justifying that Switch 2 purchase. Now, obviously, there's gonna be a lot of people that just don't care, right? Like a lot of people are gonna say
Mm,
like, "Oh, I got the money anyway. I'm gonna buy it." Like, bro, just because you have the money to buy to compete with those prices, like get those like afford those prices, doesn't make it right just because you can afford it. So
right.
I don't know. I don't know. It's
And
a weird
what's
one.
really funny is this is the same way I feel about about GTA because and this might be a hot take. I feel like GTA is the most overrated franchise. Like the most overhyped franchise, overrated franchise I think in history.
I can see that.
Um, and when I looked at the trailer for GTA 6, which is more I felt more on the line of the story trailer that half those same motherfuckers will never play, but they'll complain because there's a woman in the cover. Um, and when I look at GTA 6 and I'm like, this game just does not look appealing at all. Like it looks visually dead.
Yeah.
Like, and I've always said Vice City is my favorite because of the aesthetic, the kind of goof, a bit of a goofiness to it. It's
Uh
vibrant. Um, that's awesome. And then I go play five, which I don't hate five, but five is boring. It is visually unappealing to look at. Like, and I will stand on that till the day I die. Because I know I get it. It's supposed to be like, what is it supposed to be like Los Angeles or San Francisco
yeah.
or
Yeah,
something
it
like that.
is.
I
Yeah.
don't care. The game is basically a big old dust bowl, and I'm like, this is unfun. It should look more like a Forza game, you know?
Yeah, like I can see why some people would like think like the whole series is like overrated, but I think um like the reason why so many people like it so much is because it's attached to like a lot of good memories, right? So like the heist in GTA 5 like were so much fun to do with your friends and everything like that. And the online mode is just like blowing just like you blowing your friends up like after the heist or just like chasing people down in all these cars. So like a lot of it is just like, you know, just linked to like really good memories. But the story was it was okay. Like the story for GTA 5 was it was all right. Like I didn't really care for it all that much. But for what it's worth, it was decent enough. It was decent enough for me to go through it, but it didn't really capture me all that well. But GTA 4 was probably my most favorite one with Ballad of Gay Tony was that I thought that was great. I thought that was a great add-on to GTA 4. But yeah, I could see why some people would think that like it's an overrated series. But a lot
Hmm.
of it is just like tied to just good memories, right? So, but yeah, I can like visually GTA 5 is it's decent. It's all right. I don't know. But
Obviously,
I can see your point, yeah.
yeah. GTA is overrated beyond like 3 and Vice City. The rest is just giggles at the end where it's like real life. Otherwise, it doesn't have anything else special going on for it. I can't even I can't even hate that because it's unfortunately true. Um, and seeing in my at least in my view, seeing the amount of people who are like, but you could drive cars and you could if someone gets you can start shooting up and I'm like this. The more you guys talk about GTA, the more I realize that we have a problem.
Well, like a violence problem, like
Yeah,
just like
it's just like games don't cause violence, but I'm not gonna lie, talking like this ain't helping. Like,
yeah, like so I've seen like some people just like they just love going to the hospital and just lighting the whole place up, like just for fun. So yeah, I can see that. I can
it's
see why
just
people.
like it's funny because like GTA is one of those games that if you spoke like about your playthrough IRL with no context, you're going to jail.
Yeah,
Like,
you are 100%. You are.
like,
You're getting cuffed and you're getting put into the officer's going to tell you to watch your head, and you're getting put in the back of a car. So yeah,
and it would just be yeah, no, it would be terrible. But I have to ask though, because you have played games for a while, you have different probably taste than I do. What is a game that you have found extremely underrated that you're like, I don't know why people are not don't talk more about this.
Mhm. Huh. Um, an underrated game. Let's see. You know what? Yeah, let me see. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think it was called. Plus, I don't even know it was like it was entirely underrated. It was Resistance: Fall of Man. For the
Really?
PS3. Like I don't know if it's underrated, but I just like never really seen like a bunch of people talk about it. But I remember just like having like an absolute like because I love aliens and I love zombies. And I forgot the name of the movie. What was it? Was it Battle of Los Angeles? I think
Battle
it
Los
was.
Angeles?
Yes, like movies and games like that just interest me so much. Just like fighting otherworldly threats is such a huge appeal to me, and Resistance Fall of Man is a really really fun game. And like I said, I don't know if it's underrated or not, but it's just that I don't see a lot of people talking about it or just like mentioning it, right? So like I don't know like how people feel about it as a whole, but I know it was rated. I think it was rated pretty decently.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, for a game by Insomniac too, that was like,
exactly. It was made by Insomniac. Like, yeah, you're right. So
yeah,
it's just like you wouldn't expect them really to. Well, they were already doing like the whole like extraterrestrial thing and stuff like that. But like to see them go down a route like Resistance Fall of Man it's really interesting. It's really interesting to see.
I would say so. Like I know, there's a couple of them that I had. Oh, I just lost it. Um, like, keeping it into the Insomniac realm, Sunset Overdrive.
Bro, I wish I would have been able to play that.
It
I've
was
never gotten the chance to play it.
it was great. Like I have an Xbox, so like, and it was only on Xbox. It was Sony. I believe it was Insomniac's only Xbox game. Um,
Really?
I believe so. I could be
Damn.
wrong though. But don't fact check me because then I'll be sad. But like, but yeah, it was I believe it was an Xbox only game, and it felt like that overly cartoonish version of what I expect from like a Ratchet and Clank, but like just completely, you could tell they just had so much fun, um, so much fun with it. And I really hope that they go back to it someday because it is one of those games that just deserves. Um,
Love.
it does. It does. It does. It really does deserve love. Like, and I feel like nowadays I feel like there's because as you mentioned there's a flood of games come in, so a lot of games fall through the cracks.
Yeah, they do. You're right.
Um, Especially the big AAA games because I don't know because to me from when I grew up to now the AAA pool went from like many games to like six.
Yeah. Yeah. No, seriously. Like you're right. Like there's like a couple of like you said, like a triple A games that like drop throughout the year, but like before, like you had like when you would watch like a game event, right? Like you would just see like a bunch of different announcements and everybody's going crazy for like all types of triple A titles. And now not so much. I mean, still you have like a few titles that people just like go absolutely insane for, like people have been waiting for like a long time. But now, like you said, you're right. Like now it's not the same rate as like what it used to be.
No, and I'll say this is why I miss E3.
Yeah.
Because growing up with and watching like G4 and seeing E3 from there, because that was my whole goal. I was like, I'm going to E3, but my parents wouldn't take me, which is so
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like, God forbid, mom, you don't want to see me happy. Just go
Yeah,
spend the $3,000-$4,000, okay?
exactly. I wanted
God.
to go to E3 so bad, man, so badly. But
That was awesome. It just looked like fun. Like it just looked like
it did.
a dope ass time. I mean, I'm not gonna lie now. As in my 30s now, I'm not as much of a people person. So if I'm starting to sit there and like people start like bumping me while I'm trying to play games, I'm probably gonna get kicked for swinging. But
Yeah.
like but like it was so cool, and there was so many amazing moments from E3 that I don't know if the directs just don't do the same. They don't cut it
They
for me.
don't. Nah, they don't. It's like it's really just not the same anymore. It's like I don't know exactly what is missing. I think like maybe it's like the magnitude of the titles that are coming out, but it doesn't. I don't know. Like it just doesn't feel the same. Like you said, like with E3, like there's so many good like E3 moments. Like the Halo 2 announcement.
Mm.
Um uh was it Killzone 2. You got um
Twilight Princesses, where
yeah,
they were like
exactly.
grown men were literally crying
Exactly. You
over
had
it.
the Last of Us announcement. So it's just like there were so many good moments that were attached to E3. And again, like it made people want to go. It made people want to go so bad. Like I remember on YouTube, it was the Creature Hub that I used to watch a lot as a kid, and they had a series called Road to E3, and it was just them doing a road trip to E3. And like as a kid, I was like, bro, I want to do that. I want to go to E3. I want to see like one of those amazing announcements that make me like do like a backflip out of my chair. And like you said, like the directs don't really do it anymore. The Sony state of plays, they don't really be hitting like that. I
And
mean
the
the
video game
Xbox,
award doesn't either.
it doesn't. It really does
Like the
not.
video game
And
award feels so cheap. Um, which is ironic for how expensive and it kind of bums me because it doesn't. Yeah, it just doesn't hit the same. Maybe it's just because me as a kid, so I still got those nostalgia glasses still on. But when it comes to video game, like the peep or the E3 and all that, even like
Yeah,
the station of G4 itself, it was just a bummer. You know, it's
yeah,
just like
it's yeah.
nothing anymore.
It's not the same. And like those, like you said, like those game shows that we used to have, like that would just talk about games, like you said, like G4. Like we don't have any media like that like we used to, where it was just like just like random regular conversation about games, talking about like different announcements and things that are happening within the world. Like, of course, like now we have like YouTubers that talk about the stuff and TikToks and everything like that. But like, just like TV shows that just show like all of the stuff that's happening within the community.
Oh yeah, like I mean that would be my for me personally that would be my ultimate goal is to create a TV like a TV show that would be similar to the G4 as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very much more in the lines of things like Judgment Day and Attack of the Show. Or X Play because I'm not gonna lie, X Play was actually really fucking funny. You know, and like Black Scorpio mentioned, everything just feels more corporate. It's kind of like if you go into a McDonald's now compared to when you go into McDonald's when you were
Yup.
younger. Like
Yup.
the red and yellow, all that is just gone. It's just brick. It's just this bare bones, like
It's
lifeless.
gray.
Yeah, everything's just literally lifeless. It's like the people who make creativity just all of a sudden they died off and now they're just like I don't know what to do. And so it's definitely it kind of sucks. Um, you know, to be fair, a lot that has been replaced by content creation and the super casualization, which
Yeah,
is
it
fair.
has. It has.
Like they had shows like Icons and stuff like that that I remember that were Icons was basically what we see now, like in gaming essays.
Yeah.
That's all it was. It was just gaming essays. And I think like when it comes to the reviews and stuff, it had to be fun and funny. We don't, you know, it's something we don't see anymore. Is like I loved it when I was a kid. It was um like people who did co-op and then are joking about it. The most noticeable, Red versus Blue.
Oh
Like
man.
Red
Yep.
versus Blue was great for that, but I don't like I feel like there's just nothing similar to that. That was like the last thing that I remember like outside of like G4 that really gaming related got me hooked.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Exactly.
But you know, and that's why like I feel like it's possible to do it. To
It
to
is.
make to make
It is.
I mean man making a show ain't cheap, but like it's like to have a chance to go and make something similar to that. Um
Exactly.
I mean I kind of got it. I got it out of my you know, I could call it GameStop horror stories. But oh fuck man, like I would recommend not even working there. Um like it's but it is you're right. I really hope that you know the games could games can't do it alone, but it's the people who need to bring the fun back
Exactly. Nope.
into the
Yep.
video games.
Exactly.
Uh,
And you have like some people trying to replicate some of these shows, like Ronell on TikTok. He has his show Checkpoint, I
yep.
believe it's called. And I was like, yo, this is really good. Like bringing back stuff like that, just like taking that extra step to, like you said, it's not cheap. It is not cheap at all to bring back some of these feelings, some of this stuff. But just being able to take that step and just saying like, hey, I'm gonna do this. I'm going to try and bring back some of these feelings, like Game Informer. Game Informer is back now, and they have their digital editions. And if you want to get physical, you can.
Hmm.
You can subscribe to any one of those if you want, or subscribe to both if you want to. So we have the capability to do this stuff and bring it back. And there are so many capable creators out there that are able to replicate any of this stuff. It's just like you said, like we just the gamers have to bring the fun. Like they have to say like, hey, like these other people aren't doing it. Like these huge companies, they're not doing it. We can do it ourselves.
Hmm. No,
We just have to
exactly.
take that. We just have to take that leap.
And yeah, and I agree with you. And so, um, I think that if people were able to start taking those leaps forward, I mean, if Checkpoint can, I always say, if Checkpoint can do it, then I can do it. Like if anyone else can do it, it means it's not impossible. It's just difficult,
Exactly, it
you
is.
know. And I feel like it would be just so amazing, I think, for people to go in and see, because we do have issues. One of the biggest things is that people's attention spans are short as shit.
That's the problem. That's one of the biggest problems.
Like their attention spans are awful. Like it's absolutely amazing to me. Like how much of them will they'll see something and that's it. Like they check the headline. I don't think they even finish the headline and they're like, I don't like this.
Dude, yeah,
So,
like, bro, especially like that's like one of the biggest problems. Like when you have like the written reviews, people don't read that shit. They go straight down to the end. They see the number. It's like, all right, they let the number decide if they want to buy the game or not. And who really brought this up was Hydra Amazing. He brought up the point that like if you didn't play the game, you shouldn't be able to say shit about it. Now you can say certain things about the game, but like as far as like actually like trying to judge the game or say like, oh no, the game sucks and stuff like that, you shouldn't be able to say anything about the game. So,
mm,
but yeah, like people's attention spans are cooked. It's bad. It is really bad.
it is, and that's why it's so difficult. Like that's why you have to like bring every, like when you're doing a YouTube video or even a TikTok video, and you have to bring it down to like less than a minute because people's attention spans are just so short
Exactly.
that in those
Yep.
first couple moments they're just like, oh my god, they just won't, or even a video game that's like a slow burn, that builds up to its crescendo, and I just can't, I couldn't get into it, and it's like, well, how long did you play it? Well, I played it for like 6 minutes. You're just
Yep.
like, okay, well, what did you not like about it? I really don't know. I guess it's woke. You know?
Yep. They have no actual like when you actually try and talk to these people about the game. Like when I posted my Assassin's Creed Shadows video, somebody had said like, "Oh, I'm sorry, but this game looks terrible." I was like, "Okay, what don't you like about the game?" Like, I try and have conversations with these people, trying to see what it is that they're thinking, and I say, "Okay, what didn't you like about the games?" Like, I don't know, it looks like a mobile game. Like, bro, are you for real? Like, have you ever? And now I'm like some of these mobile games look really good.
Some of these
So
mobile games are like what you'd expect on like when the 360 was out.
exactly, like they look really good. Like my one of my coworkers had shown me one of the games that he played, Genshin Impact. Like he had the settings all the way up. It looked crisp. It looked really really good. So the fact that you're saying like it looks like a mobile game, that's like it's not really. I don't think it's really like an insult anymore. Like yeah, like it can be like kind of annoying to see, but for the most part, it's like, bro, like what mobile games are you playing to where like you're saying like Assassin's Creed Shadows looks bad, like and
Oh
the thing
yeah.
is, like, that'll be their only point. They don't have any actual, like, say on the game. They just take what they got from their favorite YouTuber, their favorite streamer, or whatever, and they just run with it. And then when you
Mm-hmm.
actually have them break it down, you start to see that their points have like no value. It has nothing to stand on. They're just repeating stuff that they had already heard.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. And that's it's frustrating. It's beyond frustrating because it's like these people, the same people that end up causing into the game companies to not do well. You know what I mean? Because they're the ones who will shout and be like, "Well, these games are terrible. It's just dead on arrival." Like South of Midnight is one coming up that I think it's going to be good. Like I've heard, I
Yeah,
think it's going to be good. Now I did see someone do a review on it, and they said that it was an interesting review because they mentioned this game feels like a 2015 game in 2025. That's not a bad thing, but if you know what that means, and I'm like, I get what they're talking about.
yeah.
Nothing about it wows them, but that's not a bad thing either. It's just a decent time, you know, and a lot of these gamers expect these games to be these 10 out of 10 or 9 out of
Yep,
10.
yep.
And what I always like to bring up too is the fact that I'm like, yeah, a lot of you guys are running from nostalgia or running by nostalgia. That's all you have, because
Exactly.
most of the games that you guys think are good were actually not as good as you think they were.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
They're not. They're
holy
not.
fuck. I was they're like, oh, but I played Call of Duty back in the day, and I'm like, yeah, and there was a lot of fucking flaws in it. Do you guys remember World at War? World at War is my favorite, right? Uh, World at War is my favorite, and I've always said, I'm like, I remember back in the day where you had a tripod with infinite ammo, and you could crawl underneath the ground, and you could shoot from the fucking ground. Like, don't sit here and tell
Exactly.
me
Yep.
this game was a fucking 10 out of 10 because when it was at like a 7 or an 8 at best because the only thing you played was motherfucking zombies.
Yep. Hmm.
Like, honestly, I think it's the COD fanboys that do it for me. Like,
Yeah, no, like I hate seeing these COD fanboys and just like people that don't want to expand their horizons or just like play new things. It annoys me because they're always the loudest ones to complain that there's nothing out there to play when they
hmm.
don't try to play anything else. It's like, bro, like I wholeheartedly believe that there is a game out there for any and everybody. It doesn't matter if you played a video game or not. There is something out there for you to like. But if you don't try and look for it, then then of course you're gonna think games are boring, or like now you think like video games aren't the same as they used to be. It's because you're not trying to find anything that's like that fits what you like, or just like try and expand your horizon, or just like try something new. Like there's so many games out there that you can play, and like there's way more games out there than you'll ever have time to play. So like if
Hmm.
you just take the time to just like go on YouTube and find some gameplay of like of different video games. Maybe like go on if you have a PC, go on Steam and just look at like some of the indicators that they have. Like click on co-op, click on action adventure, click on 3D platformers. Like just look at all of those games and see what is available to you to enjoy. Like I don't really think it's that hard.
It's not. A lot of it is people just refusing to try to elevate or get out of their comfort zone. You also, I think you said it best, is just the loudest in the room. They are.
Exactly.
Everything's the same. And I'm like, you ask them what games they play, and all they play is COD and Madden.
Exactly.
And
Yep.
then they're like, well, I'm like, well, the COD games are pretty much the same. If you really want to, if you know, and they are different, but I like kind of tapping into theirs sometimes too, just to kind of be petty. But I'm like, the Madden games are very similar, obviously because they're all football style. So like, why don't you try something different? And they're like, well, no, man, everything's kind of just stupid nowadays. And I'm just like, I'm just like, the only thing stupid here is your fucking opinion.
Exactly.
Like,
Yep.
I don't know what else. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm not validating that shit. Like, and I wish, those people would actually branch out into, like just a better space, like a headspace of what video game. Because I mean, even in the football genre, yes, you have Madden. Now you have college football, which I'm not gonna lie, college football's fun.
I need to play that
Um,
because I really want to.
Oh,
I
dude,
really want to.
it's good. I love it. I love it. Like I won't go back to Madden. I don't think because I love college football so much. You have games like the mutant football. You know, I love the little like outside stuff. Like I mean, Blitz. I love the little cartoony Blitz.
Yep.
You know,
Mm.
I know they really come back, but still, can't go and find them. Um, but like when people say that like a lot of these games are just that you only play two and then you talk. This is like why I don't take it. It's like going and getting like all this guy gets is like a fucking burger and fries, and he's like this restaurant sucks,
Yep.
and you're like,
Oh my god.
well, have you gotten the pizza? Have you gotten the fucking cordon bleu? And they're like,
I didn't
no,
try it. I
bro.
didn't try it.
Like I knew the burger was bad, so like I knew that everything else was bad, and then you go and you eat it, and you're like, actually, this is decent. Your taste buds just suck. Like, I hope to God that like the rest of your days you just eat the most unseasoned food.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, bro, like you have like this whole menu that you could choose from, and you come here all the time. You just pick the same exact thing, and then just continue to hate the restaurant. The thing is, even though you hate it, you still keep coming back. So like,
Yeah.
why are you here? Like, I don't get it, man. I really don't.
It's stupid. It's kind of like, but you know what? I'm not gonna lie. The COD fanboys aren't the only ones that had this problem. FromSoft fans have this problem too.
Oh my, FromSoft fans, like, they make it so hard to like want to ask a question. Like, you have a genuine question about the game, like, hey, how do I do this? How do I pull off this move?
Just
Where
go
do I
get
get this
good.
item? Get good, bro. Get good. Like,
You
what's
fucking
wrong with you?
why can't you 360 no scope them?
Like,
Like
yeah, like, dude, like, what's your problem? I'm just asking a question. I want to get in the community just like you are. Like, you didn't come into these games like being as good as you are now. So, like, somebody who is trying to get into the series, of course, they're not going to be as good as you because they just started out. Like, so it's for you to like shun somebody or just like give somebody attitude just because they have a question about something that they don't know, and you could possibly provide some type of clarity on the issue that they're having, and you just tell them to get good, go away, or just like, oh, ask somebody else, bro, just answer my question.
No, exactly. And like I think that when it comes to FromSoft fans, you just get two sides of the extreme. Like there's barely anyone in the middle, right? You get the like, people, yeah, sure, yeah, just use this build, like the death poker build, and you build this with intelligence, blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, thanks, man. And then you get the guy being like, I don't know why you play intelligence, you know, and then proceeds to push up his glasses, wiping the Cheeto dust off of his shirt. So like the like, and that's what gets me kind of pissed about it because I'm like, those people though have a tendency that like you guys are what is wrong with that community
Exactly.
because that community is actually really fun and y'all are making it ass.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like there's some people that genuinely want to help others, and a community that does that very well is the Monster Hunter community. They're
I heard.
very good at introducing you, at welcoming you into the games because they want more people in the community. Like if you want other people to play the game, the community is one of those factors that help people get into it. If you have a good community backing your game, then it makes it so much easier for people to feel welcome, to feel invited and want to play the game because like wow, these people are really nice to me. I want to stay here and I want to be able to not only just play like the most recent game, but maybe I'll go back and play the older ones. So like
Mm.
it's stuff like that that just like if you are nice to people, they will come back. They will join the community. They'll be more active, and next thing you know, you got an extra person. You might make a new friend or something like that. It's like it is not that hard to be a decent person. It's really not.
It's really not. But for some of those people, they just can't be. And you see this with pretty much every single video game. Like I said, the reason why I use the FromSoft one the most is because they're the like, well, I beat it, and level one, no hit run, and I'm like, you actually made it harder for yourself, and you want like claps for it.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
like putting cement in my shoes and then running a race and being like, see, praise me. No, stupid. But then again, most of those people who complain like that probably haven't been in any kind of race period. Um, so, and I another group that actually kind of got me a little bit with this, and it was surprisingly when Pokemon Violet came out. Like a lot of people were like, I don't like Pokemon Violet. It's just a copy of Arceus, and I'm like, I don't really care if it's a copy of Arceus. I think it's actually a fun time. Well, how was it? Your expectations are too low. No, I just like the game.
Yeah, I just want to have fun. Is that too hard to ask for? Like I just want to have fun.
I wanted my Pokemon game without all the politics. But those are the same people who will be like, you also want to hear a Pokemon fun fact? Like, so, like, so yeah, it's really mess. But one other thing I really wanted to press on, but I wanted to talk about, and we saw this a lot. We always see this in the beginning of like the year, and it's happened the last couple of years. And it's this over appreciation for Game of the Year
Oh
by the Video Game
my
Awards.
god.
It is
Okay.
fucking frustrating.
It is. It really is. Because like, okay, I never saw Game of the Year to be that deep, right? Like, and especially now that we have TikTok and everything like that, like when you have an opinion, like it doesn't matter like how well you put that opinion, you'll get attacked for it, right? So what ends up happening is that like with game of the year, like when Astrobot won, people were just like saying like, oh, this is what won game of the year, and they post like some gameplay that looks fun. I'm like, bro, that looks fun to play. Like, I don't get why people take game of the year so seriously, because just because your favorite game didn't win game of the year doesn't mean that like it gets taken away from your library or gets automatically ejected from your console, or like there's some type of like disc a destroyer in your console. If it doesn't win game of the year, it just gets crumpled to dust. Like, bro, like you can still play your favorite game regardless if it won game of the year or not. And for people to like come and press other people for their game of the year choice, or saying like, bro, like how can that be your favorite game? How can that be how did your game win game of the year? It's like, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't have any say so in it. I didn't vote. The game was just really fun. It won the award, and like that's all. Like, does it really have to be that deep to where people attack all the other games just because their game didn't win game of the year? Like, it doesn't make that. It doesn't make sense to me at all. It's so dumb. It is really really dumb.
And that's the thing. It's like, okay, so, like Astrobot, yes, it won the game of the year, but like you guys realize that the game of the year is mainly corporations
It is
and
exactly.
journalists. They are the
Yeah.
ones who make majority of the vote. If you
Yep.
want to see who won, look at the people's vote.
Yep.
And the people's vote was Black Myth Wukong. So I'm like, you got look into that one. That is the one you want to look by players. It's the same as what was it 2022 when Elden Ring won, and then they had God of War Ragnarok was like 3 weeks before the 3 weeks before the award, right?
Mhm.
And people were like, "Oh my god, how did the Elden Ring win?" I'm like, because Elden Ring was just like a solid game and people like it. Like
Yeah.
it,
Exactly.
it
Like
won
what's
the,
not to
the the
like?
player's choice, but they'll throw away player's choice, which is the only award that is given to by the players for the corporate one because they hear Game of the Year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember I saw there was a group, I forgot what they were because it was some of the most lol cow shit. Um, but it was this dude calling it. We call this the real Game Awards, and I'm like, bro, you look like you're 45. Go be with your
Yeah.
kids. Does not like does little David not have a fucking baseball game to get to? Like, get the fuck off the TV screen. Like you know, you know. And so I was getting so like I was kind of like super edgy about it, but like I was sitting there and the whole award is like obviously like best shooter, best killing scene, sexiest woman award. I'm just
Bro, yeah, I remember seeing all that
I
stuff.
just want to be like, go touch grass,
Please, like, what are you guys
please.
doing? Like, are you for real? Like, are you really making an entire game, like, award show just for this, like, these topics? Like, you guys nothing else better to do?
Right, and then it's like, and I'm sitting there, and I'm reading through the comments, and they're like, yeah, the Game Awards really, really fucked up. You know what I mean? They don't really understand what gamers actually want, and I'm like, see, you're the one I have a problem with. Like, you're
Yep.
the one that shows up in my fucking live and tries to, I just really don't care. I just want to play good games. Like, oh, it just like it gets under my skin because eventually I'm just like, yeah, I'm not dealing with this today, and I just get rid of them, you know. But it was just, I think to me, it's like you guys take it too far. Like when Spider-Man 3, that was a really good year for games. I think that was 2023. Spider-Man 3 or Spider-Man 2, um, Baldur's Gate, Tears of
Yep.
the Kingdom, Alan Wake 2.
Yep. It was
Like,
such a good year. It was a
that's a
really
good
good year.
lineup, and you're just like, "Look, but why did Spider-Man not win?" I don't
Bro,
know
come on now.
because I think Baldur's Gate even won Player's Choice too, and I was like, Baldur's Gate was
Yeah,
just a
like
really good game.
it
Like, it
was
was
an
really.
amazing game. It was
Did you
amazing.
guys like this? And they'd show like Spider-Man's doing his combos and stuff like that over this, and they just showed like Baldur's Gate of just players just standing there, and I'm like it's the amount of it's like wow, like the copium is palpable.
It's insane. It, like the backflips that people go through to like make themselves feel better for what happened. It's like, bro, it doesn't matter. It really does not matter if your game did not win. Like I said before, you can still play that game. Like it's not being taken away from you. It's not, you're not being like persecuted for liking it. You can still play your favorite game even though it did not win game of the year. But Baldur's Gate 3 was an absolutely amazing game. I played it with my friends and that was so much just like unfiltered fun. It was just pure joy. And when people pull out these clips of the gameplay, it's like, wow, this is this really this mobile game? Did this mobile game won game of the year? It's like, bro, you're just like taking just like clips of the gameplay and just trying to like downplay what's happening. Like it didn't win game of the year just for like one reason alone. Like it won it like its story was amazing. The combat was amazing. Even if you don't like turn-based combat, the game was still fun to play and just like the amount of people that were just like shitting all over the game, just like all over TikTok. It was a good for like it was like for a good 4 days that
Hmm.
I just saw people posting all types of videos. Like, all right, bro, like this is getting annoying. Like it really gets to the point where it's just like completely unnecessary to just keep talking about this entire subject. The Game Awards is over. Your favorite game didn't win. It's whatever.
Right. I need my video game women with giant tits and out of the spotlight. Also, games aren't art except for them badonks. Games used to be better before woke. And and that's where I it's crazy to me because like oh true Baldur's Gate 3 revitalized what games had lost and should regain nowadays. I
Yep.
think that such a sense of customization, such a sense of just of fun and being able to the strategy genre is just one that I absolutely adore, and it was great to see it be successful. Like all these games are good. Like the fact that you have to feel that one has to be above the other is actually a more. It says more about you and actually a deeper meaning to society
Yeah,
than
exactly.
than anything else. Um, this everything needs to be a competition. It can't be a collaboration, and that is what is that's what's the problem. One of the biggest problems is despite the fact that yeah, fan service for those who drool over used female characters. Yeah, I mean those are, and the same dudes that I'm sure if I tell you, you can probably think of what the person looks like off the top of off the top of your head of what
Easily.
we're talking about here,
Easily.
and so that's why I find it so crazy that like these people are the same ones who are complaining about the games being bad, blah blah blah. Spider-Man was an amazing game until they put a pride flag in and then they just turned on it.
Yeah.
And I love like I like Spider-Man 2. I think Spider-Man 1 is better. Um, but I use Spider-Man 2 honestly as like a therapy game. I mean, yeah, the city's being destroyed because I'm not helping anyone. But like it's fine because my mental health comes first and swinging around the city makes me feel better. And I don't I think even to this day I still don't get this whole it's like when Halo and remember like the Halo and Call of Duty era. It was Halo versus Call of Duty. These games aren't even the fucking same.
Yeah, they're not. They're not. So I
Like
don't see what the comparison is about.
I don't either. Like compare COD 1 to COD 2, okay? Like don't compare it's like me comparing Doom to Animal Crossing and being like, well, they're both video games that use the A button. Like, it's not how that
But
works. And
it's not.
you know, and and people, I don't know. Like, and this is why I always feel like I want because that's why I do my content one because just make people feel better, but two is because of the fact that we have a lot of issues that actually go on in the community. Um, that it's like whether you like it or not, they need to be addressed.
Hmm. Yep.
Like I know Mindful Gamer does it all the time,
All the time. Oh yeah.
all the time, and that's
Yep.
I don't do it as much as him, just because I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna put me in a sour mood after a while.
It will.
Um,
Yep.
but it is it's seeing the the Ghost of Yotai and watching people blow up over Ghost of Yotai, which Ghost of
Oh
Tsushima
my
was
god,
amazing.
bro.
That was an
Yep.
amazing game. Ghost of Yotai looks just from that trailer. You're telling me that I get wolves with me,
Yeah, new weapons. Like, are
right?
we really worried about the main character being a woman? That's what you guys are worried about? Like,
Like,
it doesn't make any sense.
and you know, and the thing is, it's not even also about the woman. It's about the woman not looking up to whatever standard that they deem that these same goons, the same one that I mentioned, where there's the real video game awards deem. You know, um, and it's weird, and it makes sense why one of my goals is I like having people of all different types in there, of women and having women. I have LGBT people that come into lives. I have all that kind of stuff, you know, and like when someone says I don't want my games to be quote unquote woke, I want my games to just be no politics. I will grill you and ask you straight up, what does that mean?
And they won't
Because
even answer.
no, they won't. They're like, well, I mean, it's just that, and they start backtracking, and so I'm like, no, like answer the question. What does that mean? Well, I don't want politics. Yeah, what politics are you talking about? Because last time I checked, I didn't hear anything about Obama's policies when I was playing fucking Pokemon.
Yep.
Like, you know, and so when I ask him, it comes down to the same thing. It just comes down to bigotry, and I think bigotry is something that is so rampant in the game industry. Also, one of my biggest things is that for the people who were bullied for watching anime, playing video games as a kid, you gotta learn to get over it.
Yeah, it's that. That's just a part of it.
Yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you. It's not cool that it did happen to you back then, but that was probably like at least 20 some years ago. And if you're still using that, that's that's
You
weird,
need some help. You need a therapist or somebody to talk to. Something.
right? Like I want gaming to be a solid space for as many people as possible. Um,
Yep.
you know, and it's the only way to do is to have hard conversations and call people out on it. Change the structure from within.
Exactly. Like,
You know.
yeah, like this is video games are for absolutely anybody. And I just hate when I see people being pushed out of it because others don't know how to treat other people that are not like them. Like it's just I want it to be a like you said, like I want it to be a space to where people feel comfortable to get into regardless of who you are, how you talk, how you look, who you like. Like it should be for absolutely anybody.
Hmm. Absolutely agree. It should be for anybody. This is why actually I find like the communities like Terraria, Stardew Valley, I've heard has been incredibly positive. Um, and I think that's awesome. If they can do it, why can't anybody else?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, get over your prideful egos. You're not the main character in your own video game. You're not the main character in life. Like you're not Master Chief, dude. You're just a dude who has to play as Master Chief.
Exactly. And
Uh,
you got your 9 to 5 in the morning, you got whatever job you got, man. Like we play these video games to have fun. Some people use it as an escape. Some people use it as therapy. Like I had a conversation with somebody in my comment section. I made a video about what was the first game that made you cry,
mm,
and
that's a good one.
they had mentioned that they were going through something about like they felt like some guilt about a specific situation, and that they played a game that helped them mentally get through that. And I asked them, well, I had asked them, I was like, hey, like, did that video game that you played, did that help you come to terms with whatever situation you were going through? And they explained to me like, yeah, like the video game helped me realize that like I can't blame myself for things that happen that are out of my control. And it like games can help with situations like that. So like when people like I said, like just push others out of the community just because they don't look like them, like they have to realize that games are for more than just like games can be for more than just having fun. They can be
Yes.
for like dealing, like I said, like dealing with certain situations that you may be going through. Maybe like you just need like something to wind down with. Like maybe you're just looking for something just like to comfort yourself with. Like for me, Red Dead is my comfort game. Red Dead Redemption 2 is my comfort game. Like I can just like hop in a Discord game with my friend, Discord call with my friends, and I get in the game. I just go fish. Like I don't have to do anything else. I just fish for however long that we're talking. It could be for like 2 3 hours, and then I just go around just ride on my horse. Like I don't always have to play a game specifically just for fun. It can be for absolutely anything.
Mm. No, that's actually really funny because I've mentioned the same thing about Far Cry 5, right? And I was like, "Yeah, after I beat Far Cry 5, this game just turned into literal just Cabela's." So,
Yo, that's so yeah, that's really good. Yeah, like yeah, I can hunt in Red Dead too. Like you just do it just because you want to.
like I sat there the one day and I just had boat and I would just travel on boat all the way across as much as possible, find a spot, start fishing, going back. Oh, I guess I'll just jump out of this wingsuit and try not to hit a tree, and it just there's it's crazy because I do think that is really cool that they were using it as like a sense of therapy. A video game, like the game known as Celeste, I've heard people use that as a therapy one,
Yeah,
especially because
yeah,
the delving into mental health and everything.
yeah. And that's so funny you said that because my friend had recommended the game to me, and I got it during the Steam sale, and I downloaded. I have to play through it because he loved it. He said it was a really good game, so I got to go ahead and try it out because I didn't even know that it was about like mental health and that it was helping people with their problems. So now that definitely really makes me want to check it out even more.
No, I absolutely would too. Hopefully, Jack, I hope you don't get another cartridge thrown at your head. Damn. Like, speaking of which, actually, let me pull that because I actually got something about that. Have you ever had a game that made you rage? It
Yes,
doesn't
in
have to
the
be like an actual rage, but you're like, dude, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, look, and I can tell you about the first game that made me rage because I remember specifically being so angry at this game because it was like 2003, and my dad had came home because this was like the first gaming experience I ever had, and my dad had came home with a Super Nintendo, and he got me 3 games. It was Mario Kart. It was Ghouls and Goblins, and Donkey Kong Country. And the first one, it just happened to be the first one. The first one that I put in was Ghouls and Ghosts. Ghouls, Ghosts, and I can't remember. It was Ghouls, Ghosts, and Goblins, something like that. That game was so difficult, and I remember like having to give my dad the controller sometimes because like I couldn't see because I like the tears in my eyes. Like I was like, yo, just take the controller. Well, I couldn't really talk all that well, but I gave the controller to my I gave the controller to my dad like and let him play. And I remember he would get really angry at the game, and it got to the point where he just gave me the controller to just like deal with it. I remember so clearly. I was like, bro, this game is ridiculous. Like, I didn't understand any mechanics. And the thing is, like, I later on I found out that in order to even get the true ending for Ghouls, Ghosts, and Goblins or whatever, I can't remember the name of it, but Ghouls and Goblins, you have to beat the game, I think, a second time to get the actual ending. And if you die, like you go all the way back to the beginning. It's just all this. It's really bad. That was like the first games that ever make me rage, and I remember so clearly, man. It was ridiculous.
that's crazy. See, I can definitely feel that. Like, I ended up playing, oh, what game was it? One of my favorite, as a kid, it was Dance Dance Revolution Supernova.
Oh
And
man.
I loved it, but I tried to go and I wanted to beat this one last little like planet world so I could finally have all the songs.
Yeah.
And it was struggle. I played it and I was struggling and struggling and struggling because it was just one that I was like, dude, I can get this. I can get this. And I would just once again make one mistake, fuck up, and I was like I would sit there and just the entire time.
Yep.
But I did it. I did it. And my brother got upset at me and said that I cheated on something. Like I don't know what it was. I never cheated because how the fuck do you cheat in Dance with Illusion? And he actually he deleted my save.
Oh,
And my
what?
mom and dad come back from the date to catch me like straight up, like full blown sprinting, ready to just boom.
Oh
like,
my gosh. No. Well, I mean,
and
it's understandable though.
so I had to restart all of it, every song all over again. I was
No.
so mad. Legs are burning because of it, and I'm just like, oh my god. I lost it.
Absolutely
But
not.
now it's funny because like now as I get older, man, I still get frustrated. But Hot Shots Golf makes me fucking rage, and it is, it, and it bothers me. Hot Shots Golf World Invitational. I have it up on the PlayStation 5. Um, you can stream it, whatever. They're making a new Hot Shots as well. Really stoked. Gotta pick it up. But that bitch of a game was straight up, and I don't know why it was. It got me so like rage, and I think it's because this is why a lot of gamers rage, especially during single player games. It's because they have no one else to blame. If there's one thing gamers don't like is accountability, and
Oh,
so
yeah,
like
no, yeah, 100%.
it's the video game, it's whatever, it's like fuck, I did it again, and so with Hot Shots Golf, a lot of it, I would sit there and Black Scorpio, who's in the comments, he's seen me do this or listen to me, and as I was playing it, I'm like, dude, I'm so stoked. I'm gonna, that's it, 25 foot, gonna make that long one, and it just stops like just short, and I'm just like,
Gotta
I'm
take those deep breaths.
fine, I'm fine, you know what I mean, and like, it just like, son of a, and that was. And I understand getting upset when it's mechanics that work, because like right now, because it's the streaming, um, it doesn't always connect. So like I'll hit it where it should be the correct one, but
Yeah.
because there's a stream, it lags.
Oh
And so
no.
that part, I stopped playing it for a little while because if my internet isn't basically perfect, it's just a nightmare of a time to play.
That's no.
But Elden Ring is the one I have been struggling. I've been kind
Ooh,
of raging a little
boy.
bit.
Oh yeah.
And
No, Elden Ring, nah, man.
and I was like, I have no problem because I'm doing another playthrough right now. I
Yeah.
bought Elden Ring for $35, uh, online on the PlayStation, and I already have it on Xbox, but one on PlayStation because they're not cross platform. So I'm going through and I let my wife pick the class for me. And I was like, I don't like this class. It's like dexterity and intelligence. And I'm like, I am not dexterous and I'm not intelligent. Okay. I hit things really hard and I use my dragon face. Okay.
Hey, that's
I'm
good enough. That's good enough.
right. And so I'm like, and then this motherfucker has the audacity. Like, and so I won't say that when she's here, but like, but like, so when I was playing, I was just playing today, and I finally beat. You've played Elden Ring, right?
I have, yeah. I've gone
Okay,
through it, yeah.
so I beat Renala, right? And I was struggling against Renala. I'm like, dude, I usually don't struggle against her, right? But I remember like the first time I'm playing, and I get into Renala's little room thing, and I'm kind of trying to figure out what to do. And one of the little like children or creatures that she makes like bites me, and I'm like, dude, did this bitch just bite me? Like I was, like I can take getting smoked by Radon's hammer, all that, but I am not gonna get bit. Like, like you are a like a leg broken sorceress. Okay, you have magic abilities. Like I'm slapping you. Like I'm not even going to. I'm just gonna stop it. Like, but but yeah, it's the one that I've been. I think because it's a different kind of build, so it's been kind of making me like a little on edge. Um, but now that I've been like getting the hang of it, I'm like, okay, cool. This is pretty cool. I got this like new, some of these new abilities and shit, and I'm like, yo, this is actually pretty fun now. Just had to struggle, but
Just a
like
little bit, yeah.
yeah, and I remember I was like my first playthrough because Elden Ring's actually my first Souls game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was my first Souls game, and so I got it in 2022, and then in 2024, I kind of played it a little bit here and there, and then once I got to after beat Godric, I never touched it, but I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
You know, and the game really does not tell you. Like it tells you, but it's like, you know, you have to know visual cues and you know that kind of shit. And so I was unemployed for about 3 weeks, and then those 3 weeks I was like, I'm just gonna beat it. Like
I
I'm
don't
just,
see
I'm
why
just
not. Yeah, just go for it.
and I the sense of accomplishment I had, um, it was after the sense of accomplishment that I had after beating the Elden Beast because it was like I was just going through and I was like fuck yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah, you know, Dragonic Tree Sentinel, Morgott, you know, Godfrey shows up and I'm not gonna lie, Godfrey, I was like, dude, I'm fighting up this dude with a motherfucking lion, and then he killed the lion.
Yep. Oh man, that was such a great like second form of a boss. I love that one, man. That was a
Oh yeah.
beautiful one.
The only one that I loved probably a little bit more was Malekith because when Malekith showed the fuck up, I was like, oh
Oh
no.
my god. And him too. Like Elden Ring does such a good job with like second phases for their bosses. It is insane how well they do it. It is insane.
They do. They do it so good, and it was so much fun. Um, it was so much fun just seeing, you know, and experiencing it. Like I was like, oh my god, I'm trying to get tired already. Like I was like Melania's fight was an absolute bitch. Um, Malekith's fight wasn't actually that bad. Malekith's fight feels like it needs actually two full like health bars. Like I don't know why, but maybe it's because he's literally Marika's shadow. So I
Yeah.
was like, okay, and it just was like, oh, okay, I guess whatever, fuck it. Like, but like when I finally got to I remember like I beat Radagon, and I was like, dude, this guy fucking sucks. And I was like, yeah, I beat him, and then like the Elden beat, and I'm like the beast, and I'm like, dude, the fuck is this? Like, I guess I never played enough JRPGs to know that there's always like a weird god ass second boss. And then, you know, then I was like, oh, I'm gonna get the DLC, and I got the DLC. I beat the DLC, but I'm not gonna lie to you, like the ass whooping was real.
Yeah. Like with Shadow of the Erd Tree, um oh man, I forgot his name that gave me a problem. It was the one that had like the madness.
Oh, Midra.
Yeah, oh my god, for some reason I had the absolute worst time with him. And I don't know if it was my build, because like some bosses, of course, like depending on your build, are gonna be easier than others. But oh my god, he destroyed me every single time. And like after I would die, I would just sit back. I'm like, okay, what can I do differently? Because this is really getting to me. And like sometimes when you keep going back to a boss fight back to back, you start to get sloppy because you just want to you want to get this fight over with, and you start making mistakes that you normally wouldn't make. And what's funny is that sometimes when you first fight the boss, maybe like the first or second time,
Mhm.
you might actually almost kill them, and then you do something stupid, and then you end up dying, and then you can't for some reason get back to get that boss back to like that little bit of health that they had before. But Midra, nah, man, for some reason I had the absolute worst time with him.
I know I beat him. Um, it was such an interesting boss. Very like visually pretty boss though.
Oh, it really,
Like
it really
like it was like
was.
how did I explain it? I was like it was like beautiful chaos. But I'm not gonna lie, it was getting to there that was actually a lot fucking scarier. Like as soon as they like took me off my horse and I was like,
I like, yeah, like what's happening?
all right, and then like the little pumpkin head looking things, they start chasing after you, and I'm like,
My
oh,
gosh,
nah, like
nah,
I can, like
man,
I was like, nah, nah, we ain't
I
doing this,
cannot.
bro.
Mm-mm.
I ain't got time for this shit. Like I was like,
I was legitimately scared. I was like, yo, like what's about to happen? Like, is everything okay? Where's my horse? Why can't I bring him out?
oh yeah, like I was like, I just, I would always, I'd never call the torrent by its actual name. I would just be like horse, and I'm like, my horse just dipped. Like it just said "fuck you" partway through. Like this horse went through in all the battles, and as soon as it got here, it was like, "Nah, I'm good." Um, and yeah, like that one. Bales is another one too that I thought was just so cool, and I'm like,
Yes.
Bale is a fucking beast, and just the whole like I'm like, oh, this dude's like, yeah, fire like no fire. How about fire lightning? I didn't
Yeah,
even know I could
yeah.
do that.
So yeah, it's so badass.
Like they're just it's just like overall a good time. Honestly, like Elden Ring is one of those that also taught me too that like just the perseverance. Because like for me, I was really depressed. Like I was between those job periods, like I was so depressed.
Uh-huh.
Um and just it just kept me going. It was like what just like I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet, you know.
Yep. Hmm.
And I see why some people say that like actually Souls games literally give them a purpose.
Yeah, like when I had like my first Souls experience, and that was with Dark Souls 3 was my first Souls experience.
Mm.
And I remember just like thinking, I like after like my first boss fight, I was like, how do people play these games? Like I can't like get past the boss. Like I don't know like what I'm supposed to do. Like this is really hard. And then like eventually like I don't really like to lose, right? I hate losing, but like sometimes I can just get over it. But when it came specifically to those bosses, I would go to work and I would find myself just thinking about it. It's like, bro, like, what could I do differently? Like, I want to get back home as soon as possible. And whatever I was thinking of that I should try, I would do it. And it got to the point where I was just like, wow, like, I think people like these games because like you said, it's about perseverance. Like it's about learning everything that you possibly can to make sure that you have the advantage over whatever boss that you might be fighting. And just like making sure that you have that mindset going into these fights that is just like, I might not win these first like 1, 2, 3 rounds, but I'm winning like round 50. I'm winning round 60. I'll beat this boss eventually. It's just that like the hard part is trying to push through those losses and just realizing that like you can beat the boss. It's just like it's gonna take some time to
Yep.
learn it.
Well, and you know, if my own thing is if I can get it down to a half health, I can whip its ass. And
Exactly.
so like I was fighting the Deathrite bird
Oh,
earlier this morning, and those guys are bitches to deal with.
yeah, they are.
And and when I got close to it, and then I made a mistake on it, and I died, and then I came back and I beat it, and it is just a fun sense of accomplishment.
It really
And
is.
now
It is.
Yeah, and so now I'm like I'm starting. I want to start taking my shit on online as well. So not only because of just competitive, like not competitively, but like play casually with friends, but at the same
Uh-huh.
time also because Night Rain comes out, and
Yep.
I don't know about you, man, but I'm getting that one.
I'm playing it. Oh yeah, I'm playing it. I was really interested in it when it first got revealed, but I started seeing more and more gameplay. I was like, wow, this is actually like really cool. This is a really neat concept. And like when more details had came out, like a lot of people were like on the edge about it because they weren't really sure on like how to feel
Hmm.
about like a quote unquote battle royale type, even though it's not like really battle royale. Like you're just dropping into like an area. But I was like, wow, this is way different from like what we're used to. I'm willing to try this out.
Oh yeah, no, it's worth it. Like it's and that's the thing. Like all of just all the different build combinations and some of the craziest ways people have won. Like for real, like some of the craziest ways, like you got to do like the let me solo her, you
Yes,
know,
that one is insane.
the certain kind of builds people would make combining magic and all that, and oh, you want to beat them up with a big old two big old spiky balls, like okay, sure, you know, like I think that's just it's just awesome. Like it's just an awesome game. That's what I
It
love. I love that
is.
customizability. Now, I
It
thought they
is,
could make
yeah.
the player characters look just less hideous.
So, yeah, like those games always do that, and like some people make some hilarious faces. Like I've seen like Shrek, I've seen Keanu Reeves and stuff like that. It is so funny.
Those enemies would actually run away if they knew it was actually kind of Reeves. They're like John Wick, and then Radon is just like, "Yeah, bro, I'm not that dumb," and just runs off. So that's why I'm excited for it. But I think we're gonna wrap this one up here. I want the from the last bit here because I super appreciate you being on here, man. Like 100%.
Yeah, man.
And where can these guys find you?
The only place I am currently at right now, I tried Twitter, I really did, but I can't do it. The only I have a private Twitter just specifically for sports, but besides that, I couldn't with Twitter. But you can find me on TikTok, at Gamegab. If you wanna to, like, ask some questions, just go to my comment section. I ask like a question if you want. But I'm on TikTok at Gamegab. I try to post every single day, but yeah, that's where you can find me at.
Awesome. Also, just let you know too that this you stick around like a few minutes afterwards, just because this also like after I shut it down, it takes a little while before Twitch stops like recording.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's fine.
I don't know why it does that, but besides that, guys, you guys know where to catch me over on TikTok. Obviously, this goes up with YouTube, and Twitch as well. Like I don't have to explain myself to y'all, cousins. But all right, with all that being said, I'm Taylor from Afro Official G, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one.
Nice.
Yeah, no, that's my that was my finisher.